back. Nope. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I'm that bitch who's telling Rudy to get his shit together, pussy. Jubidu.
And I'm that big fat cat husband who's making you dinner, Sobroni.
Welcome back to Waifu Wars podcast, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your wife because she is trash. Waifu, your wife is great. Your wife is trash.
Fuck your wife.
Right. That dumb, stupid fucking wife. What's going on, honey?
Not much. What's going on, Drew?
Yeah, this is a very quiet weekend. Very chill. I welcome it.
Yes,
I'm so
I'm
happy.
in love with this weekend. I got to just relax.
I know, and because this next week is about to kick my ass, so yeah, just getting it all in now while I can. And yeah, and I'm happy to do this podcast. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. We got a nice meaty one. Definitely to make up for the lack of a podcast last week, not counting the previews. And that's because my OBS shut down before we finished recording, so I lost like my entire audio file. So womp womp.
Yeah.
So as we're recording right now, I'm literally recording with two recording softwares. Thank you very much, AirFlip. So yeah, that's where
we
I'm at.
we got the double failsafe going.
Period. All right. So we're gonna start things off with our new segment this week in anime. And I'm gonna go first because mine is very quick. So according to Anime News Network, at the Anime Expo 2023, the Rurouni Kenshin US premiere was lackluster.
Oh.
They had special guests. What are their names? Soma Saito and Rie Takahashi, who are both voice actors. I don't know. I forgot which ones they voice. I'm just gonna assume he voices Kenshin.
Yeah, I'm assuming one of them is Kenshin and the other one is Kenshin's girlfriend. I kept wanting to say Keigo.
I was like, Kagome?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Kagome.
Kaede? It feels like it's
Sakura.
It feels like it's something with a K.
Or Hime.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so according to some chat log, which I love how in this article they never specify which chat log it is. But the chat log is it's not the view. It does not share the views of Anime News Network. Basically, the conversation between the two people talking, they both basically said, I can't talk. They both basically said that the episode is very lackluster. That the animation, like, apparently they use like some tricks that have been used before, you know, like the typical splash of the sword and all of a sudden they all just fall down. Apparently it was a very like a 1-to-1 adaptation of the original anime. Like, it didn't seem that much different. But yeah, apparently the crowd wasn't like that moved for most of the episode. It literally until the part where his eyes get, you know, more slanted and he's like, it's time to kick ass. And
yeah, that's what I mean when I said that there isn't really why I wasn't looking forward to the remake, because it's definitely a show that you can't really, unless they decide to do things really differently, you can't really beat what the original did. And the original is like a thing that just lives in its time. You can't really translate that to modern times because it's gonna feel like stale. It'd be like if they made a remake of Dragon Ball Z, people would be like, "Wow, this is such a generic shonen," because it would be a generic shonen. it everything that's come after it copied it, so now it just feels generic.
I would say my only problem is because if I would say the one thing that stood out to the two things that I feel like I can't be forgiven by the whole, oh, it's just um stuck in its time. Two things. One,
Mm.
yeah, sorry, I missed the thing. I just tabbed to it too. Oh, um, so apparently there were preview pictures of Yahiko and Sanosuke,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they apparently look similar to original designs with a quote unquote modern generic update. Like it's been like 20 years. No one's going to kill you if you change the outfits
But that's
or
the
just to
thing, they
make it more.
would like if they change. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they change the outfit, you're gonna have half the fan base being like, "Ah, the outfits were perfect before. Now they're trying to change it, everything." Ah, ah, ah." And then you have the other half of the fan base. If they don't change the outfits, they're gonna be like, "Wow, so you just copy and pasted the same outfits over again."
I mean, I guess, but the bigger thing is definitely, uh, yeah, I expect better quality in terms of the fight choreography.
Mm.
That I expect, like that. There's no excuse for that.
Well, unless they were
That
getting
shocked
UFO table
me.
to do it or something.
No, no, it's a Rurouni Ken. Like if you're making Rurouni Kenshin, you you can't just literally just do this like the same shit that we always see in anime. Because at that point, then I'm like, not like, why am I watching this? Why am I watching this? At that point, why am I watching this? I could just watch. That point, I could watch the
But yeah,
original.
I think the other thing that hurts Rurouni Kenshin is it's set in a specific time period, so there's really little flexibility they could do to be creative with it. Like I feel like a show like if they made a remake of Yu Yu Hakusho, there's a lot they could do to modernize it and update it. But outside of just making the fights better, there isn't much they can do to change Rurouni Kenshin. It's not like they can
I
change the
guess.
plot. Like it's literally
Yeah.
historical.
Well, well, it is. This is. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is gonna be more true to the manga, so
I
there should be
guess
some differences.
maybe it'll be like a brotherhood situation.
It should be some. Listen. All I'm gonna say is that it's a night and day. No shame to the original. Uh, for my alchemist, but
Mm,
it it doesn't hold a candle to Brotherhood
yeah.
because for one of the series was actually a finished product.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it was just very it's very it's a little disappointing to see the things that I was afraid of
Mhm.
being talked about in real time. They're like, yes, Drew, all those things that you didn't want to happen, yes, they are indeed happening. I'm just like, oh well, dot dot dot.
Yeah.
Now I really don't want to watch it, and that's fine. I don't need. I already saw the original. I'm completely okay with what it gave me.
Same.
And that's it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. I have two pieces of news. One is just a kind of a quick update. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, the second half of the anime is going to be debuting in April 2024. So, yes, we are covering the first half this week on the podcast, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a whole ass year for the second half of the anime. So that's kind of a shame, but you know what? If that means they
Yeah,
could take the time to make it, even better and all that stuff, and quality takes time, so I'm willing to give them that. But we'll get the first 12 episodes, I think, this season, and then like 13 episodes next season or something like that. So that'll be
you mean
cool.
next
Yeah,
year?
next year.
Not
That.
next season, next
Next year,
year.
spring 2024.
Oh, that really like hurt my heart when
And
I read
it's
that.
gonna
I was
end. You know
like,
they're gonna leave
fuck.
it on a cliffhanger too. Fucking assholes.
Yeah. Like, man, why? Meanwhile, half the other anime, we're getting season 2, 3, and 4. You just have to wait
Tomorrow.
like, right? You just have to wait like 5 minutes.
And for my other piece of news, Dropkick on My Devil, Joshin Chan is getting another TV anime. This one is a spin-off that airs this year, December 26th. But this is not part of the main series. This is actually going to be a spin-off anime for the franchise that is based on, it's a parody of Fist of the North Star that has Yurine
You
as
already.
the tyrannical
I hope you
ruler.
know. As I'm skimming this, you already know why I'm not gonna watch this.
Why?
Because it's just one sentence. Oh, I'll read it happily.
Yeah, go for it.
The anime is a collaboration with the town of Takamori in Kumamoto Prefecture. The moment I read that, I was like, nope. Keep it. You can keep her. You can keep her.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
it's a shame that I don't know why Joshin Chan of all shows is like the one that needs to collab with all these little towns and cities and shit. Like, come on, man.
I guess
Go,
no. I guess really no one wants to invest in them, which is
go
sad.
fucking collab with you Camp. I'm trying, right?
Your camp isn't a real town.
Like, no, but all they do in that show is camp. I mean, you can literally, that's perfect. Just have them camp.
Oh, you want that city? You want the people in the city to with that? Okay, gotcha.
I want the cities to collab with a show that makes sense for them to collab with. Yuru Camp would be perfect. All they do is camp. Just have them camp in different cities and be like, oh, look at these amazing attractions and shit in this city. Oh, the food is so good here. Come here. Perfect. Leave it Joshin Chen out of it.
Yeah, like that. I really hate that the last season did such a doozy on me. The moment they said, "Oh, collabing with the town," thanks, peace. Like I'm like that. I'm like that. Gif of that, like that boy just throwing the peace sign and just fading away. That's me.
Collabing with the town is the new based on a mobile game.
Right, and you know, like you said, it's not even like there's so many more anime that this would make sense for.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Joshin is not.
Yeah, it just
It's
doesn't
just
work.
not one of them. So yeah, dot. Like it's like at this point, I don't want to be mean, but I'm like at this point, if you have to have crowdfunding and getting money raised by prefectures, like if you have to turn to like one big ad for cities, it's not even worth doing an anime anymore, in my opinion. I know it sounds kind of fucked up
It
or
is
a little
harsh,
harsh.
but I agree with that.
Right, that's harsh, but it's like it's not worth it because like the people who love the show like me is just like no,
Because
I just want to stay
then
away
your
from
show
it.
really does just become an ad, like even more of an ad. It's just an ad, an extended ad for a town.
That's all it felt like, kind of like, oh, what's this anime doing in my ad for
Mm-hmm.
this town? Yeah, so I'm good.
Same.
I'm good on that. I probably watch it on my own.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll probably watch
maybe.
a couple episodes to see where it goes.
Right, yeah, but definitely not. I'm not risking this for a podcast. Absolutely the fuck
Let's
not.
take a chance.
No.
All right, that's my news.
All right. So before we start the weekly reviews for our pillar arc, we're going to briefly. Keyword is briefly. That's what I'm telling myself.
Super brief.
Super brief rundown of all the anime that we gave our final opinions on in the lost episode. So yeah, we're not even gonna talk about the episodes as a whole. We're just gonna talk about like our impressions of like the anime.
Mm-hmm.
To finish. So with that being said, let's talk about Oshinoko. I believe I gave it a 9.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I did as well.
Yeah. This anime did a really good adaptation of the manga. Uh, great gowns, beautiful gowns. Like the aesthetic was so pretty. The characters are so good. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of like a little bit of a negative. Um, damn, I knew there was one. I just forgot what it was.
I also gave it a 9, and my thing with it was great characters. Love the whole premise of the show. I think it handled the entertainment industry aspect like perfectly. Like it was really in touch
Mm-hmm.
and modern, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Even going as far as to like reference like monetization on TikTok versus YouTube and stuff. I love that it was real drama, not artificial drama. Like we actually got like all the characters are pretty much likable in their own way. It was just a great show. My only complaint with it was, I guess this whole season felt like a setup. Like I still feel like we haven't even started the show yet, in a way. Like
Mm.
we're still in the very infancy of the murder mystery. We don't even have suspects really. We're in the very infancy of Ruby's career. So my 9 is not because I think that the show's lacking in something, although I do think the reincarnation plot is lacking, but in that I just think it's going to get better as time goes on. So like Aqua said, I
Yeah.
have to leave room for higher grades as the show inevitably improves.
Work. Okay. Moving on to Musou Gundam, which from Mercury.
Mhm.
Um, what did I give this? Did I only give this one? Or did I give this an 8.5?
I gave it an 8.5.
Um, I think I gave it an 8.5 too. Oh, right, because I didn't like the fake fake Yuri of it all. Yeah, the ending. The ending just
Mm,
left a not great taste in my mouth. This could have gotten a 9, but the ending knocked it down to 8.5 for me
yeah,
personally.
agreed.
Um, you know, they just yeah, they were just like, oh my god, let's just tie it up very quickly and end it.
I think that they didn't expect the show to be as popular as it was because
Right.
it really felt like this needed like there was so much more they could have done with different aspects of the show that they just didn't
So
do.
much,
And it felt
right?
like,
Like,
oh, here's a happy ending. Let's just quick finish it off real quick and rush it.
right, like this could have get easily gotten like 2 more
Oh
seasons.
yeah, 100%. And I think it'll get a movie, so
Yeah, I
I'm
hope so.
sure it'll be more because it's super successful.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Like the I'm glad it over time. Well, especially this season, they really were like, hey, here's like the crazy which one calls it? Here's all the crazy like murder and crazy shit that normally happens with Mosu Gundam.
Hmm.
Which I feel like maybe we just weren't like privy to as much because we were just so young. We didn't
Yeah,
really like register
I just
what
don't
was
watch
happening.
much Gundam. Like, I don't have much experience
Like
with Gundam.
I literally just wanted to see like I'm like, ooh, robots fighting, cool. Like that's
Mm,
all I thought of when I saw them fight for the most part. Um, and I like when they transitioned to the second season. It was like, no, people are dying.
hmm.
Kim, people are dying. um. Oh, one thing I also didn't like the in terms of describing like the mechanical processes, they could have done a better job. I still can't 100% tell you how permits work. I can give you like a base general ish idea,
Hmm.
but and even then I'll be like, I hope I got it right. They didn't do a good job of explaining it. They like said it in like maybe 1 or 2 sentences, and then they just started saying like crazy shit everywhere. Like the permit scored the A. That means I'm like, you can just take over machines. I'm like, okay, sure, I
Whatever you
guess.
say.
Right. It was like real anime bullshit, which I'm like, for a show this good, I feel like it could have done better, especially when it's so prevalent and like the plot. Like it's a very important to the plot. I feel like you guys should take time to explain it, especially in a way that's easy for people to follow if it's going to be so important to the plot.
Yeah, agreed.
That's just me. Okay. Um Moving on, we're going to Yuri is My Job. Um, I gave this. I give this I think I give this an 8. I feel like you gave it a 7.5. Like one of us gave this a
I
7.5.
gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, and I think I gave this one 8. Um, like it was good. Like it was just a good lesbian drama. Um, where things are just messy. Like I gave it an 8 because like the main character Hime, she's just so like she's so interesting and and just so messed up in a very fun way. It's like there are things that are deeply wrong with you,
Mm-hmm.
but the way they frame it makes it fun.
Yeah, it was basically a show for like really fucked up people trying to interact with each other.
Right. Well, okay. Let's keep it a buck. The only ones who are really fucked up are just Hime and Kaneko. Everyone else is more
Yeah,
or less
well,
fine.
they were the main characters. So.
Right. Everyone else was kind of fine. Yeah.
Yeah, my only
God.
gripe with
And
it was it just didn't really. It was a teaser kind of thing. It was just not really. It didn't go deep enough, you know.
yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. But you know, it wasn't going to like I knew it wasn't going to be anything much, especially
Mm-hmm.
because the way Hime and Yano were, like they were just very. It's gonna be very central around the workplace,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I was fine with that. I accepted it for what it was.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's a thing. But yeah, fun backstories that make sense. Um, they make a character that you just love to hate, aka Kaneko.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate her so much. It's insane.
No wonder Kaneko
um,
can't hurt you anymore.
she can't. Yeah, she's in the past. She's she's in the spring 2023 lineup where she can't touch me. Um, but yeah, no, it was just very good, very nice cast, and they had problems that were deep, but not so deep that like it's not Kuzuna Honkai deep, which as much as I do love drama, even intense like trashy dramas, they don't all have to be intense trashy dramas. Stuff like this works too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Um, nope. I was gonna say last but not least, but nope, that's not even true. Yushigashinda, episode 12. I think this one I gave a 7.5
I don't even remember
to.
what I gave this one.
Right, right. I gave this one. I guess one 7.5. Like it was funny. Main character was really cool. Um, I feel like it was trying to be Konosuba, but it could have just gone a little further. They could have taken it further.
Mm-hmm.
They could have gone further with the jokes. It could have built up in ways that were really just great. Even though they had some jokes that had really good, funny payoffs at the end, like the whole scene where oh, shit, what now that it's over, I'm like I forgot everyone's name. Margaret, where the mayor's chasing after her because he's like, I'm trying to see you naked in stockings.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Oh my god, help me, tutor dude, whose name I also forgot." But then he runs after her, wanting to see it too, and then the horse also chases after her.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah. They had a one moment like that where I was like, "Haha, yeah, that's great." But Konosuba has multiple of those moments. Um, and yeah, so it was a good solid comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Never really hated it more. it was what it was. And yeah, no, it was good. Lots of very fun, wacky characters.
Yeah, I agree. It was good, but not amazing. It was just a solid comedy.
Yeah, agreed. Um, okay, and I think this is more or less, last but not least, Vinland Saga,
Right.
which I think we both gave this a 9.
Yep.
Yes, let me give this a 9 because even though, yes, it was, some moments it felt like it dragged a little bit, but I would say they pay off to like the last 8 episodes, 100% worth it. So worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so worth it. The whole like Thorfinn's story, even from isolated from this season, was such a turnaround. But then keeping season one, like so many very small call outs from like season one. Like watching the first episode of season one really made me appreciate this season like so much more.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. Like just all those small ways that you see him turn into his father. It was, yeah, it was really good. It was very, very good.
Yeah.
Um,
My only complaint with it is it was way more about the character development than it was the action. So I think a lot of people who came into Vinland Saga, like from season one, being like, "Oh, I expect Vikings killing each other." They're not gonna like it because it was like 90% farming and character development, and then like 10% cool action. So understandable. But I appreciate it for the actual amounts of character development that we got.
right. And like I said last episode, that you guys will never see. If you have a problem with that, you can go watch Naruto, bitch. Go watch Naruto shit out another Rasengan, Hyper Beam, Kamehameha Wave. While me, I'll be sitting back in my very comfortable robe with my glass of wine, enjoying good storytelling. Thank you so much.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we are done with that, and I can finally start with um the weekly reviews. Yay!
Hooray.
Let's start off with Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 episode 1.
And this is my
Uh
first exposure to Jujutsu Kaisen because I did not see season one. But that's fine because this is
hmm,
a prequel.
it is um I would say it's fine. I would definitely, people who haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, I would suggest you just watch the first season. And that is because, which I said very briefly during the live watch. Um, it was just very surprising to see everybody, how they were acting, like how things were similar, and then how things were very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, one of them being uh Gojo, who was such an asshole. Like he was such an ass. I mean, it gives sense. It makes sense because he was like younger, but I didn't expect. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be. He was gonna be like all of that. He wasn't. I didn't think he was gonna be doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, had a very arrogant air about him because he was already so strong.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, but it was still fun. Even though I would say half the episode they didn't even like show him, even though he's like the main character. Him and uh Geto.
Mm-hmm.
are the main characters, and it was very weird that they weren't shown until like halfway through the episode. The first half was Mei Mei and Uda Hime um exercising or attempting to exercise some demon, excuse me, uh, ghoul spirit. With you, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Which I did appreciate because my exposure to Jujutsu Kaisen was that it's all guys all the time. So having
I know there's two
I
girls.
was shell shocked. I was like, oh my god, there's breasts in this show.
Literally, the show opened up with Mei Mei's tits.
Yeah,
like, in our
what?
face.
But also even better, they're actually really good characters. Oh my god, it was actually funny. I was not expecting that level of comedy and cute little interactions between the characters.
Yeah, I will say it feels like I wouldn't say they upped it from the first season. I would say probably they just kept it going from like the later half. Like it didn't feel that flowy at the beginning of when Jujutsu Kaisen started, but once the characters really start getting into a groove with each other, you know, it's very it's entertaining to watch. Like they're you know, they just have a certain groove. Um,
Yeah, and the animation was on point too.
Who was that? I forget, who was that other girl that was with them? That was in their class. I forget what her name is. She's someone I don't recognize. I'll have to probably go back and like read again because she looked like whatchamacalls it, homegirl from the original. I'm trying really hard to not call her Sakura. you know how like they all have a version, they all have a Sakura.
Yeah, every shonen has a Sakura.
Yeah, and she's the Sakura, but she's like really cool because she's really cool. For reasons that you don't like her is why I like her. Cause she's not like super girly at all. Like she's very like fuck you guys. This like kiss my ass. Like she's very much that girl, which I appreciate. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happened to her because I don't remember her from the original. So
yeah,
spaghetti-o. I wonder if it's just a thing that she looks very similar to Kulisaki. That's the name of the girl from the first one who deals with like the puppets.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up watching. I don't know if I should wait till we finish the prequel portion of the season to go back and watch the original season.
You might as well just watch it now. Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing. There's literally nothing there's no reason not to.
I guess. But yeah, no. From what I saw, I did enjoy. I like the little plot. Probably my favorite part of the episode is when they're in the classroom and the teacher's going over what their mission is, and then Gojo's like, "Oh wait, so let me break this down in Digimon terms."
Oh yeah,
because that was actually helpful. I was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And then he broke it down in Digimon terms. I'm like, "I love you, Gojo." Thank you.
Wait, you didn't understand what she was saying before the Digimon
I didn't know what the fuck you're talking about. I haven't seen this show before. I just assumed.
I mean, it was very it was like kind of self-explanatory. And let me tell you something. This is coming from someone who is definitely not paying attention to like the whole intricate workings of how curse shit works. Like,
they were throwing around a bunch of buzzwords. I wasn't really. It was like, oh, curse and remnant and I'm like, all right, whatever. But then when he broke it down to Digimon terms, I got it.
That's funny. I feel like that. Yeah, I think that was for all the younger audience.
That was for all the people who like me who did not watch the first season.
It was
for people who did not watch the first season and don't want to have to go through all these buzzwords about curses and what curses do and how.
It's definitely for a younger audience who couldn't catch it the first time.
Sure. I'm gonna.
And either handheld.
We're gonna watch a random show that you haven't seen from like season 3, and I'm gonna be like, all right, Drew, go ahead. You understand this, right?
No, because the concept itself, even if you don't have an understanding of the curses in this anime as a whole. I felt like it was self-explanatory. You were like, "Hey, I have a curse that makes me immortal, but after a certain
I need to
time,
know
the
what that.
curse
I
will
need to know they weren't saying
It'll
that.
just turn me. It'll just turn me into a being
That is not what they
that has
said.
no
They said a
conscience."
lot more buzzwords and terms in that middle of
Okay,
that
but you see how
sludge
I
of things.
simplify it because I
Yes, because
understand
you were
it.
like Gojo. You were like, let me simplify this for people who haven't seen season 1 and can't
Okay, but the point
move
is,
to
I don't
haven't
need. But
trained
my
their
point
brains to
is,
ignore the
like
keywords.
Gojo, I don't need someone break it down for me in Digimon terms.
I do because I didn't see the first season. My brain hasn't been trained to
I don't think
ignore.
that's
You know how
okay.
like in Gundam when you see all that bullshit and you weren't understanding like permanent score and all that shit, but your brain is already trained to be like, all right, permanent score equals character power up Super Saiyan mode. That's what I don't have for this series. So I have to go through all these little terms and shit and be like, I don't know what any of these terms mean, but I get the gist of it.
I mean, sure, yeah,
And Gojo helped with
that
that.
part.
So
Okay, so as I said, it's made for younger
for people
audiences
who
and
haven't
Oni.
seen the first season, yes.
Younger audiences and Oni. I mean, you were saying the same thing technically.
No, people who haven't seen the first season.
Okay. Up next, we have Mushoku Tensei. I might as well talk about episode 0.
Very briefly.
Like, very
this is about to be like a
briefly.
7-hour podcast.
Yeah, right. Very briefly. So episode 0 is following Sylphie. She gets teleported out of the sky and she saves a princess of Ashura Kingdom. Ariel, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
And Ariel's like, "Oh my god, I won't tell on you for trespassing if you just be like my hired helper person friend." And she's like, "Sure." And then they go about their day. They go to court where a bunch of royal people talk shit about each other. And then she has the most threatening conversation with her brother that revolves around cake I've ever heard in my life. Watch the berries because if you don't give the berries, I'm gonna slit the throat of your wife and children. Like, I was like, all right, girl, like, relax.
They were trying to make like a very deep political metaphor using very weird analogies with the fucking berries on the cake.
Right. I'm just like, okay, relax. And they kind of, they briefly do break down the fact that like Ariel is kind of making a potential grab for the throne. Like she has some agents here and there. She has the help of that one baron, or I don't know, somewhat influential aristocrat, and his son is in one of her bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for some reason, Ariel's older brother really didn't like that. He didn't really like the fact that the fourth in line was, I don't know, pretty and had a nice voice or whatever. So he was like, F it, kill her. Unfortunately, Soph is an airbender and blew that bitch right out the window to her death. And then they ran away.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was generally the gist of episode.
I did
0.
like the best part of episode 0 was Ariel for me. I love her. I love her whole character, her introduction. Apparently, it's very different in the light novel. They changed her character around, but I think they changed it for the better because I actually like that she's so friendly with Sophie and gives Sophie a little hope.
Was she more like? Was she kind of bitchy?
She was very rapey. Like the whole thing with her in the bedroom.
In the bed.
Apparently, she was very like not joking about that in the light novel.
Oh, and then they said, yeah, they probably like, you know what? Some people had some words about the first season of Mushoku Tensei.
I don't even think it's that. I just feel like it's even like it gets overwhelming. So like, I don't want every character in the show to be a rapist. like I don't mind some rapey characters, but I feel like for Sophie, like specifically, she lost all her family and friends and shit. She just needs somebody. She needs to not be raped. That's what needs to happen. She needs some friends instead. So I'm glad she got those.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree that I'm happy that Ariel did not go down
But hey, they still made
that
her
route.
lewd and like horny, so
Yeah.
we got to still see lewd, horny Ariel. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a best of both worlds.
exactly. She can be a little horny, but she doesn't have to end up on the registered
She's
sex offender
horny,
list.
but she respects boundaries.
Period. So yeah, and I agree. I think Ariel is a very fun character. Still don't understand why they had to leave in like the dead of night. I don't think somehow they could arrange for another assassin by morning. Like it would have been. Listen, I'm a princess. Like even if we had to run, like pack my stuff, get a carriage,
Mm-hmm.
and let's go. I'm not going. I'm not putting on a fucking blanket and running, like walking through the snow.
Right.
That's just snow. Like at that point, you can just kill me. Oh, all right. Episode 1. Um.
The Press Rudy, the show.
This is great. Where's my notes on it? I'm like, this is so great that I can't find my notes. Yeah, so Rudy is still upset over Eris, as she should be, because Eris did put it down on him and said, "Bye, weak puny man. I'm gonna go and find myself and be a bad bitch. You can stay in here and fiddle your tiny little dick."
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he was kind of sad about that, and so it starts with him in a carriage moving to I forgot the name of the town. They were going over the name of the towns, and I forgot what this town was called. Um, but the town has to do with like magic, like one of the 3 towns that are centered around magic. And this one is, I believe, it specializes in like arcane
Mm-hmm.
education.
Yeah.
So that's where they're headed to, and the dark skinned goddess, Susie, is like trying to be friendly, being like, "Hey, who you with?" Da da da. And at some point, he's like, "Could you just not?" Like he's like, "Yeah." He just was in the mood. And then Sarah, oh my god, Sarah's like, "Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
I
Like,
like Sarah. Sarah was great. Sarah's basically
yeah,
just
yeah,
Eris.
yeah, yeah. Which of course, the show went through pain painstakingly just rubbing in there like, hey, this is Eris 1.5.
Mm-hmm. Although she just looks like a gender bent Rudy's.
I really thought it was just Rudy's sister. I really thought she was Rudy's sister. But yeah, no, she is not a fan, and she was actually really mean to him for like the majority of the episode. Like it got to the point where I was like, oh,
All right, but in her
God.
defense, Rudy was being fucking annoying. Like I get he's upset because it's like, his situation, but he was still being a dick.
Like at first, yes, at first I was like, oh, trust me, any moment I can shit on Rudy is a fun moment for me. So when he was being kind of like standoffish and not friendly, yeah, that didn't rub her the right way, and she was like, "Fuck you." I love that. Um, but then she like, I feel like as they like formed the party and then decided to do the mission together, like I feel like he was like not being like kind of a dick at that point, but he was still kind of just being to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can respect people who are like that, who are like, I just need my personal space. Like I can respect that. And Sarah was like, she said, just to make it clear, I don't like you. Like and y'all, that's like a direct quote from the
I
episode.
respect her brutal honesty.
Oh, me too. I was kind of living, but I was like, damn, girl. And then Susie would, and then at some point, even Susie like puts her in her place. She's like, listen, we get it, Sarah. You're pretty. Your pussy's hot. You can shoot an arrow. But like, calm down. You're getting a little too full of yourself. I was gagged how he literally like when they were surrounded by everyone, he just stood there while everyone was just
that
like,
was a really cool scene
fighting.
though. Like
That
animation
was
wise, yeah. But yeah.
it was. You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Shit. No, I was just on Amazon. I was just on Amazon. Just on Amazon. Come on, show. Tell me. Vox Machina. It was very giving Vox Machina. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Legend of Vox Machina?
I know the show, but I haven't seen it.
You need to watch that show, like, immediately. Like, you will... If you literally just want what you saw in that scene, but, like, 2 seasons of that, plus really funny jokes, like, it's... Like, that whole party setup, yes, just do that, because Vox Machina is... I'm sure you probably do know, but it's based off, like, D&D.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's kind of based off of D&D. So it's all like all them being in the party and doing shit, and you would really like it. It's really
I will add it to my list.
It's really really good. Tangent aside, but yeah, that part was really good. It reminded me of Legend of Vox Machina. Like there's like those moments where just shit pops off and then all the party members are just being really cool and whatever. So yeah, that was awesome. And then excuse me, like I said, I was just like, why are you doing nothing? Why are you just standing there? Kim, people are dying. No, luckily no one died.
Yeah.
But
surprisingly for Mushoku Tensei.
Surprisingly, right? Which means they're like, oh, they're not gonna die yet.
Rudy still has hope. We have to wait till there's hope. Like his at the peak of his hope, and then we crush
the peak of the and exactly, and then that's when we kill Susie.
I have a feeling. Yeah, Susie's definitely dead. She flipped like.
Oh, she's 100% dead. Right.
I have a feeling it's gonna be everyone dies except Sarah. They have to team up Sarah and Rudy.
That actually makes sense. They're all gonna die except
because they were building
they're like, we're not gonna
and they were like, oh, one day we won't be here, Sarah.
Here, yeah.
And then you'll have to be a team with people like Rudy.
Rudy that you don't like.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Wink, wink. I'm not here for much longer,
babe. They got 2 more episodes tops.
Man, I'm gonna be so sad when that happens.
I know.
Yeah, but yeah, really good episode.
Was it your episode of the week?
No.
Okay.
Alright, up next we have Undead Girl Murder Farce. Episode 1. This is my episode of the week.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like out of all of them, out of all episodes, I don't know, for starters, it felt very fast, at least in my opinion. Like, I don't think I wasn't eating when I watched this. And it was just gone. Like, it was very, and just like I thought it would be. It was very stylish. It was very shafty. Very shafty. Which I feel like for like a supernatural or show surrounding supernatural, that just works. Like they just go hand in hand. Especially when they do like exposition. Like the exposition never felt, and there was a lot of exposition, and it never felt tiresome to me. Because the aesthetic was just like everything, like the characters' faces were always moving, always shooting from obscure angles. Like
Yeah, it felt very. I was gonna say very bakemono, which is basically
Yeah.
Shaft. So yeah, I agree
It,
with that. It felt like it doesn't. It helps that it's all about like ghosts and
exactly.
yokai and
So
stuff. So I'm like, oh my god, this is bakemono.
right, and it's very, and the fact that it's so, it's also dark.
Mm.
The whole point of the plot is very dark, very morose. Like it's literally, I feel like it was just like, I feel like the second half, it was just like plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. It
I
was
will
like I'm a
say
girl with that. Mm-hmm.
at the very
But
end, I don't know why, but when she was going over how like, oh, like extend your life, you have to have like a body part of mine, or and then they were like, oh, either saliva or mucus, and then she said when he said saliva and he lifts up her head, I was not thinking kiss. I thought she was just gonna spit in his mouth like the Missy Elliott video.
you need a taste. Holla. That is so stupid.
But if she did, it would
Oh
have
my.
been my episode of the week if she did. So,
No, I
especially
was
because he got
definitely a
spit
fan of
on
the
earlier in
kiss.
the episode, I thought it was foreshadowing. I was like, oh, he got spit on before. He's gonna get spit on here. It's all full circle.
I saw a girl with a stretchy neck. I was like, "Is that her?" Like, is that her? Um, but yeah, no, it was very, yeah, it was like, oh, my body's missing. I wanted to die. My body's missing, so kill me. And then he's like, I could just. Oh well, the first plot twist is like I'm immortal.
Mhm.
Second one was like someone tried to kill me, but they didn't do a good job. They just took my body. I'm still alive, so kill me, please. And then he's like, instead of killing you, let's just. I don't want to kill you. Let's just go get your body back. Like, would you be okay if we just got your body back? And she's like, oh well, I guess, yeah. I
I like how she gave up so fast. I'm like, I can't get my body back.
exactly.
They're all the way in Europe. It's impossible. I'm like, there's ships. You can get to Europe.
Right, like I like the fickleness of
I
it.
feel
Like
like
it makes
finding the
it
Oni,
kept me
finding an Oni would
it
be harder than getting to Europe.
it just kept me on my toes, you
Mhm.
know. Like it was just like that whole conversation with them. It was just like, oh my god, what's happening? Like
Mm.
not nearly as straightforward as I thought it would be. Also that whole scene where he thinks it's her talking. That was
Mhm.
that made me chuckle a little bit. I like that they kept up that bit for a second.
Yeah, they have good interactions with each other.
Hmm. Also, I can feel the beginning. The beginning of the beef between the maid. What's her name? Shizuku
Mhm.
and Tsugaru. Like I can see the beginning beef. The moment she was like, oh, she wishes if my if she wishes to die, then I will help her die. I don't have a will. And he's like, oh, that's boring. And then she just makes a face. I was like, ah, there we go.
Mhm. I can't wait
There
for
we
the
go.
episode where they inevitably have to go out together around the town or something and get on each other's nerves.
Oh, so good, so good. So yeah, I really liked it. It was just a really fun first episode for me.
Yeah,
Besides my
and I
episode
think
of
it
the week.
provides good setup for the future.
Hmm.
I like the characters a lot.
Yeah, it was like dark. It was stylistic. It was talking about demons and stuff. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It just felt very cool. It was very my vibe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up next, we have Masamune's Revenge R,
Arr.
episode 1. Um,
I went into this not remembering a single damn thing about Masamune, but I still
mhm.
understood it, so I'm happy.
Yeah, like it's like I kind of remember the characters. I was like, oh, it's
I
you.
forgot he was in alliance with the other fake bitch.
Yeah, I just forgot why and for what
Mm-hmm.
reason. So it's like maybe I'm gonna have to go back for that
It'll all come back, I'm
potentially.
sure. It's not that complicated.
Oh, excuse me.
I liked how the episode itself was very meta with the French girl being like,
Oh my god, no.
what is a rom com? You two need to act out a rom com right now."
And then also them like judging her, like, oh god, this girl's an otaku. Like, I was like, oh yuck, I get
Mm.
it.
Like how they were like, "Oh, you can't have them confess right away. You need to tease it for 80% of the series." I'm like, "All right, it's great that you're self aware, but
Yep,
can you?"
yep. That was that. They broke the fourth. Yeah, that's the quote I literally wrote down because I'm
Mm,
just like, wow. I mean, I would say this is a season 2, so they're not even teasing it that much,
mm,
honestly. Some will take like 5 seasons,
that's true.
or some
Some are school rumble. Never.
some are School Rumble, or even worse, some of them are
Oh
Oregairu and
God.
give you 3 seasons of just shit that doesn't make any sense, and they just slap the couple together at the end because
Hmm.
why not? Um. Also, Gaso a woman or trans?
I think a woman, but like she has to pretend to be a guy to
Yeah, I figured she was a woman
marry.
because it's like I don't like because I don't think they're just out there making trans characters, but I'm just asking because like she sounds
Hmm. Very
sounds like
masculine.
a man. Yeah, she sounds very much like a man. So she's giving someone that maybe if I was feeling a little frisky, I might flirt with her.
But she's doing a great job of pretending to be a man.
Excellent job.
Hmm.
See. Also, the setup to how they end up being with Muriel is funny. Like her brother's just like, "Hey, so I'm kind of like I guess a French gangster. So I hang out with
Mm,
my sister, or else I'm gonna kidnap you, or else I'm gonna kidnap Aki."
yeah, I kind of like it. I like that when rom coms like this embrace their absurdity. You know, it's like it's just grounded enough to be like, all right, this is somewhat relatable. Like they're on the school trip and stuff. But then it's completely absurd where it's like, oh, we're getting abducted by the Italian mafia or the French mafia to, I don't know, act out a rom com for their little sister.
Yeah, it was very entertaining first episode.
Mm-hmm. And it hooked me, so I can't complain. I'm curious. And then all
Absolutely.
the characters
Yeah.
are nice. I like that main girl is like just enough of a bitch. She's not like a bitch, but she's like
Yeah.
assertive and very like forward and sort of tsundere.
She chose the line extremely well,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, between Sun and Dere.
Yes,
Yeah. That's it from us and Mune. It was a good episode. Very
I enjoy it.
pleasantly surprised. Speaking of episodes I was pleasantly surprised by, what do we feel about Dekiru Neko wa Kyo Moyutsu?
I loved it. It is not my episode of the week, but I did love this show. This is the perfect Saturday morning slash Friday night, like just chill anime.
Agreed.
I like how trashy the main girl is. She looks
Oh
such a.
my god,
I relate to her so hard.
can we talk about it though? Because it's like on one hand it's like, man, this is so relatable, but on the other hand it's like, girl, get it
Yeah, I
together.
know. It's the perfect mix of oh that's relatable and oh god what are you doing with your life? Like when she wanted beer for breakfast, I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Also, that was me like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god. Oh,
I
please
was
tell me that was on your
I was on
vacation.
vacation. I was
Okay.
by the pool and I had like
I'm judging you a
a
lot
pina
less.
colada at like 12 or 11 in the morning.
That's
See, it's fine.
reasonable. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. I would say having a beer that early is
Mm,
too much. Having like a mixed fruity drink at 11 a.m. to get that 11 a.m. buzz going.
mm.
Like, if you're not if you start your day off with a shot, then girl, I might,
Like for the shots, Neko, get the shots in here.
then I go get the shot. But yeah. My only question is, why did you make a character named Yuki and then call the cat Yukichi?
Why?
Because like I want to, because now I can't call. I can't. I have to say Yukichi to call the cat, or just call it the cat.
I'm just gonna call it the cat. The black cat, the Neko, the cat.
That, and you know that is very fair. Let's see. But yeah, no, it was very enjoyable. The you know what the cat reminds me of? The cat kind of reminds me of shit. I forget the name of the anime. The one where the former gangster, like the way of the house husband. There we go. That anime. Do you remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that in a sense. Obviously, without the gangster thing, but like that stoic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take care of my my mess of a woman kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of that, which is probably why I felt drawn to it to begin with. Um, I will say I hope that they had some like, interesting animation moments. Like first of all, of course, that moment where the best part of the episode where the cat calls back just to kiss its teeth at her. And then she just starts to work really fast and you see like the electricity shooting everywhere in the aura. I really hope that's not like the last time I see animation like that. I really
The
hope.
animation popped off this. I don't know why the animation goes so hard in this show. The different camera angles and all that crazy shit, but I loved it.
Yes, I hope that's not the last that we see of stuff like that. Stuff like that is what keeps me, really hooked in. That. Did you see the animation of the TV?
It was like the cooking show or whatever.
Yes,
like,
I was like, what the fuck?
I like that there's also little hooks too, like the boss, like her boss randomly coming in like, oh, how's your cat? And she's like, how do you know my cat? Like, oh, I met him before. Bye.
I love that.
See how they know each other.
Yes, because now that's such a good cliffhanger. Like randomly, her boss is just like, "Oh yeah, I know that cat." I was like, "Ooh, ooh." And this was after the scene where she's just lying to everybody about her cooking skills.
Also, her friend needs to chill. She's like trying to abduct her cat. I'm like, you don't. What friend is like, oh, in case you don't want your cat, just give it to me. I can. My parents will take care of it. Like, nah, this is my cat. Chill. I don't trust her. I don't trust her friend. Her friend's gonna bring in her house.
I feel like you're taking this very personally.
I am taking it very personally. Back up.
I feel like right. I feel like did someone try to take your cat?
No.
Too eager to take your cat.
They can try. They won't succeed.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they won't because you don't have one.
Exactly. But if I did, they would definitely not succeed.
Yes. Yes. Protect the kitties. Protect the kitties everywhere. But yeah. Also, yeah, I was gagged when she passed out, and then she was getting bathed by the cat. I'm like, there's no way this cat. No, that's too. I was like, that's too much. That's simply too much. Not he has to get you in the shower and bathe you. just because you passed out after eating. Like you didn't even. She didn't even drink.
Did she? I don't know. I feel like she's always drinking.
No, she didn't drink after she ate. She just passed out from the food, and then she drank after.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely
spoiled
her too much. Yeah,
I like. I can't take her weight by like combining their weights, like picking her up.
That was hilarious. And then we saw the 100. We saw there was. Oh wait, no, he's still 100. No, but it said 200 when they weighed it.
Yeah,
but then he was 100.
She's. Well, she eats like shit, so I mean, she's probably.
Well, we don't know. We don't know the digits after the 1, so she could still be under 100.
Yeah.
But it was still enough that apparently, homegirl has to still go on a diet.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm still, I don't know, I still see the portions in Japan. I'm just like, how do any of y'all gain weight?
Yeah, I don't know. They have like literal kids meals for food over there.
I mean, no, I guess if you just always eat shit,
Mm.
that then that's what's gonna happen. But I don't know. I feel like in Japan, in Japan, I'd be so skinny. I would be,
you'd be non-existent.
oh my god, I'd finally be able to see my abs again. my 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 poor abs. I haven't seen them since I was 24. That's I'm still okay with that. But yeah, either way, this was a good episode. It was a very fun first episode.
Yes, let's
I
hope
thought it
it
was gonna
keeps it going.
be yeah, I thought it was gonna just be like super chill. I just want my only concern is that I want to keep saying things that happened about the episode. That
Yeah,
makes
hopefully it
sense.
doesn't like just flatline and start becoming nothing. Like the same thing over and
Right.
over. She just goes to work and comes home and gets spoiled by that black cat.
Yeah. Let's hope. All right. Up next we have. I don't have like one more.
Yes, this is our final
Yes,
show,
we have Dark Gathering.
and this is my episode of the week.
I'm not really surprised. This is definitely like a runner up.
Yeah, I
Like,
I was hooked
yeah,
by the I love my creepy fucking horror shows, and I felt
yeah, this,
sufficiently creeped by this.
yeah, like it, and I liked it because I feel like it was a nice progression of creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't all
Like,
at once or like early on in the
yeah,
beginning. It slowly built up.
yeah, 100%. It was, yeah, to the point where towards the last episode, like, oh my, and literally just everyone creeped me. Like, yeah, all just creeped me
They're
out.
all literally insane.
I except well, yeah, except for ironically, except for Yayoi, maybe because it's like
Mm.
I just saw her appearance, so it's like you can't get any creepier than you look. Like you made it very clear the kind of person you are from the get go. So nothing you do really surprised me. But then when they did a close up of the main character, what's his name? Was it Keitaro or something like that? Something very
I'm
generic.
gonna call him Makoto
Yeah,
because he literally just looks
yes.
like Makoto.
Yeah, it's Keitaro. Not. It looks like Makoto. Kind of does. He kind of does. Yeah, seeing Keitaro's face and then seeing Eiko's face.
Mhm.
Although to be fair, like I clocked her from like very early on.
As
Like they
being
did.
insane.
Yes, they do that. They do that. They did that one mini close up
Yeah,
where you
where she
just
was
saw her face.
smiling. Yeah, once that
Yep.
happened, I was like, oh, hey, she's crazy.
Yeah. I'm like she's either the bad guy or she's down with the shits. But that came very obvious when like the moment she was like, "Yeah, tutor me," and then she's like, "No, I want to go hunt ghosts," and she's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Got the car ready,
Like,
let's go. Yeah, it's clearly planned. Yayoi, even though we know that she's kind of crazy from the onset, I think it's still kind of like really fucked up that like the ghosts are afraid of her. She literally captures ghosts, like tortures them, throws them in a room, and has them kill each other.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how that was set up per se. Like, did she just lock them in dolls and then
Yeah,
I
she
guess
like
for
puts their souls in dolls or their astral forms in dolls, and then just like
right.
throws them in the room to
Yeah, but
cage
it seems
fight.
like Homegirl wasn't just thrown into a doll. It's not like she just threw her in there and then they all proceeded to like kill her. Killed.
Yeah, they just ripped her apart.
Right. Hmm. I guess she was like, "You're too dangerous. I'm just gonna kill you."
Yeah,
Oh, and then yeah, I guess she killed the first
the first
ghost that
doll.
was with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which makes me feel a little bit bad for the ghost, but not too bad.
yeah. So yeah, it's cool that they're just gonna do this. This is like a very creepy Ghostbusters where everyone's kind of insane.
Yeah, but it still has those moments of like light comedy here and there. I think just to
Yeah,
just to prevent it from getting too depressing or too creepy and insane.
Absolutely. Like when they're playing around with the booth like the first time, and
Mm.
then the ghost kills the doll, and they're like, "Oh god!"
See, as soon as Kate was like, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere," and then she like whips out the phone and she's like, "Oh, let me just tell your agency that you asked to see what kind of panties I'm wearing, so you can get kicked out."
That was funny. That was funny. My only thing, and this is just a small nitpick.
Mm.
I don't love the fact that they made her seem so mature. Like I understand she has like an IQ and she's like really smart.
Mm.
Like excuse me, but that's not what happens when you're very smart. Like you're still very much like a child. Like her voice acting, it sounds like it sounds like a woman who's like trying to
Yeah,
voice.
that's my only gripe too is the voice acting.
Like why does she sound like she's
She
30?
sounds a lot older than she's supposed to,
She
or at least how I
she
imagine
doesn't
her.
even immediately sound like she sounds like an adult. Like full
She
stop.
sounds
And
older than fucking Aiko does.
exactly, and I'm just like, what? No, you could have done this by like
I actually think it would have been even creepier if they gave her like a younger
a
voice.
cute, like a young cute voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for example, the oh, who was she? The manager from Yuri is my job.
Yeah. Ironically, what I was gonna say because that's Rika's voice actress. So yeah, so
Period.
she literally had Rika's voice actress. She'd be a lot creepier.
Exactly. So I think that was a little sort of choto
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the voice acting direction, but other than that,
Yeah.
it was fine. Ooh, she looks young too.
I think she's in third grade, so
Yeah.
like 9 or 10.
I'm trying to look up her voice actor real quick. Yu Sasahara. Sasahara.
She voiced dang, I can't really recognize any of these people she voiced. She doesn't have a long list of credits.
She voiced someone in Uma Musume. Dot dot dot.
I didn't.
Um,
Oh yeah, crib. That's the only person I recognize that she voiced. Other ones are from like really obscure.
she was
She was the
she
chain.
was a devil.
She was the hotel devil in Chainsaw Man.
Work.
So she has experience being evil demonic things.
Period. Yeah, damn, I don't. You're right. Oh, she was in Shadow's house. Ooh,
I never watched Shadow's House. That's on my list though.
it's on my list. I saw like yeah, I saw the first episode and I really liked it. Um, yeah, no, like it's not super long, but it's like she's done enough. She's
I would say
fairly
that this
done
is her
enough.
first. This is actually her first major like starring role. So that's good. Good for her.
Well, first starring role that I know of
Yeah,
from all this other anime because I don't know any of this other
for the
anime.
most part. I mean, every role I see is just like, well, maybe the Shadow House role. I don't know if that's
Oh
the
no,
main
Shadow
role.
House
Yeah.
one. Yeah. That is the main
Mm,
girl. And she oh no, she's been the main on a few.
Ashley.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
either
that's
way, I'm
interesting.
gonna remember
Also,
her for this role.
and also she's so yeah. Like I said, she's young. She's more than ready to feel old. Here it comes.
I'm
She's
not listening.
over 10 years younger than us.
Cool. I didn't hear anything you said. I blocked it all out.
Over 10 years
I
old.
didn't hear
She's
you.
10
I
years
can't hear you. What'd you
younger.
say?
10 years younger.
What?
One 10
Nani?
I don't know how to say 10 years younger in Spanish.
I couldn't hear you.
10,
Sorry.
10 1 plus 0
I can't
equals
do math. I
1
can't do math. Sorry.
equals 1 plus 9 equals 10. How many years younger than
Didn't
she
hear that.
is?
Sorry.
Oh But yeah, so how old does that make her? What? I'm like, oh gosh, she just turned 20. Ugh.
Anyway, so before this gets any longer,
Yes. All right. Fine. Um. Yeah. No. That. I think that's everything we have to say about the gathering. Yeah, I think so. Oh, some of the scenes that were really creepy. Her mom getting impregnated? Question mark by the ghost.
oh
That was
yeah,
fucking
that was fucked
bizarre.
up. That was pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So it's good with the gore and the scary. Um. Yeah, I would say more gore than horror. I mean, they have some horror. But I would say
Like
it's more
the
gory.
horror was like the face when it was like in blood and it was just staring at him and then just creepy smiled. That was pretty
Yeah,
unnerving. But for the most part, yeah, it's more gory. I've seen a few
yeah. The
screenshots from the manga
I
that
would say
are
the scare. Funny enough, the scariest thing was the main character's face when he was
he's
smiling.
smiling.
Yeah, that freaked me out because I didn't expect that.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen a
no,
few snippets from the manga, and if they follow that, it's gonna get pretty body horror gory. So we shall see.
yeah. So yeah, all in all, this is a very strong start for all the anime
Mm-hmm. And it's good
in
because we took a lot of
fall.
chances this season, but they're paying off so far.
Work. So with that being said, that is the end of the weekly reviews and the end of this podcast. Oni, please take us away.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Waifu War Podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can catch every episode every week as they air. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party Discord, all linked in the description down below. You can even become a patron or channel member and join us for our live watches, which we do every week. This season, we're going to be watching Jujutsu Kaisen and Mushoku Tensei with our patrons and channel members every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that sounds fun to you. You know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Um, 4th of July just happened, so nothing much on that. Oh, well, let us know what anime you guys have been enjoying that we haven't been covering. Any first episodes that stick out to you, I'd love to find out in them comments. So let us know.
Yes, please do. Also, the results of our poll are in, so we will be covering Helk next week.
Help.
Helk, yes. So look forward to that. But until then, this has been Soberoni, and
Do we do?
we'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.